It didn't.
Now
Now,
it is
there you
right.
go.
Okay, so I just wanted to know how you were all doing while you were watching the latest episode of The Muppet Show tonight.
Me, I've been having a blast laughing my ass off.
Well, they're on about over here. What they're on about is that Trumpy baby has ripped his contract up that he never had with Starmer. The one that there was the trade agreement that they went to great lengths to try to fool everybody last year, where they normally Trumpy baby opens up his little file, doesn't he, and shows you his signature and all the words that they've agreed to and blah blah blah. But if everybody goes back to the recording of them going to a place called Kanensky, did you know that? They went to Kanensky
Kanensky
last
or
year.
Kanenasensky? What?
It's Kanensky. Like nobody,
Kanenaski.
yeah, like nobody in Russian.
Oh,
Like instead of
really?
saying Kanena, yeah, it's Kanenaski. That's where they went. And they were supposed to have all got together and organised a treaty to replace the one that UCC had been demolished as being unlawful. So, because they haven't got anything to indemnify themselves with, obviously, there was nothing on the papers. As Trumpy baby opens the file, all these empty pages fall out, and Starmer's on the floor scrabbling around trying to pick all the pages up that have got a fuck all written on them. And now, because they've gone all the way through this cycle of not having anything to indemnify themselves on, they've now ripped up that thing that they never had. They've ripped up them blank
Oops.
pages. So, I mean, there's so much stuff that's just being played out for people if they come, take their blinkers off and see what's going on. And I just thought I just thought that Ministry of Remedy might have sent an email to somebody somewhere saying something about the securitization. You can see that they can't move any of it. Iran, who's got the Iranium, which is why it's called Iranium, uh, can't pull it out of the ground. They can't mine it. That's what's going on. And so they've actually just been on inside the House of Parliament talking about the aggregates, which is the rocks, obviously, and the fact that they haven't got the use of them because they've still got bombs and weapons, and that's why they can tell everybody about their financial budget and funding policies and principles for the next however many years it is, for covering child poverty and making sure that people are being looked after. But they can't present their funding platform framework for defence because it is indefensible.
Yep.
So we know that what we've done is worked. Um, and that's what people are seeing all around him. So there's been an offer put forward that for every day that the rock doesn't get mined, then the 1% that would be accruing daily, which they're screaming about the servicing of the debt, that's what's crippling them. The secured parties have made them an offer that for every day that the rock, whether it's gold, diamonds, whatever, uranium, oil, stays where it is supposed to be, where it's naturally put, then the 1% interest will be suspended as long as there's no bomb. Obviously, that's why they can't make the bombs and weapons of war, because they have not got anything to make their bombs and weapons of war with. It's quite simple. No oil, no war. There's the common denominator of those two things. And so, and for every free energy project that they invest and initiate in, I think it was 1% of the amount of the securitization from what I can read, from what I can see, that's what the offer's been made. Are you seeing the same effects where you are?
Yeah, I was actually just talking to 49 about it earlier. Meaning everything is just, well, they never made any sense. They're just trying to distract from whatever's happening in the background, really. So, and people are falling for it. But in the background, if you see, every single market's just landed up. They can't hold the bubble. The bubble's already burst. So the after effects of it are showing everywhere.
It's
Can't
completely
remember.
inverted.
Can't remember any, but everything is about just them giving a rosy picture that everything's fine when they don't have any oil coming in. So I don't know how a petrochemical industry is supposed to survive when there's no oil coming in. But anyways, they're happy that they got a certain few ships of crude oil, but the prices are still going up, and there's a scarcity that's going to hit now because of this fake supply shock.
Yeah, but this is what
Yeah.
was supposed to have happened in 20.
Yeah, exactly.
Nobody was, so it's only because they've tried to prolong the inevitable
Oh, yeah.
and
That's
cover
why I'm
it
laughing
up.
my
They've
ass off.
compounded their false.
Exactly why I'm laughing my ass off, because
And so
it's
the
like,
thing is,
yeah, carry on.
so the people, there's a website now that's somebody's plagiarized off the kindness credits one. Obviously, it's they've gone to the growers and they've said to the growers, what's your best price for that amount of oil? And you can go on there and you can order it right directly from the producer. It's fucking litres because of they're still using pounds. So even there and in there all the time, there's still people who want to get their fingers in people's pies. They're calling themselves a court of remedy, a financial remedy now, where the civil court used to be. And but how can I have the remedy is nobody owes anybody fuck all. So why would we need you to come to somewhere to tell us? We don't need you. And that's what they're doing. They're jostling for these positions that just simply don't exist anymore. So it's not about the changing of the regime. It's the whole framework, the principles. They've had to redefine themselves from in every bit of legislation that they've read. There's adjustments, reviews. This is why the courts are full, because the prisons are full of people who've been put inside using unsubstantiated claim, and yet the people who were supposed to have their heads out of unsubstantiated claim still keep making them. And so, whether it's a ministry remedy that we've held with no backup, no substance to the claim, I just thought, here we are, supposed to be in a different kind of level bar standard, whatever you want to call it, and nobody could even give anybody the right to speak. It was horrible. So if that's all we've got to offer, better that we do zero and shut the fuck up, as far as I was concerned at that point.
Yeah,
So,
exactly. That's absolutely fine. Meaning,
we've got.
if they have a claim, I'm more than ready to listen to the evidence that they have to back it. So, but there is none, and there's another exemplification that just happened where the police just walked away, didn't do anything. They're still on doing whatever they're doing, so I don't even know what. Yeah, whatever.
This is what they're doing. They're prolonging it because they can't see another position that they might be able to present or a role that they can fulfill. They can't envisage it. They have lost their creational capacity to be able to even join these dots together. They need somebody to do it for them. Whether it's the constellation in the sky and I'm going to join them that way, and that's Orion, or whether I'm just going to join them all in hexagons and I can see the fucking dome that I'm surrounded by, or I'm going to rub them all out on the internet. And I'm not making any connections. I'm going to trap myself in somebody else's hypothesis. So, trying to get people now to stop dragging you back into their hypothesis. Somebody had said to me the other day, it's like, you can open the door, but you can't tip them out of the cage. You're there, the door's open, they're in the door, they're in the cage, and still they want to construct an obstacle for to give themselves a convenient excuse for not exemplifying the deed that they know needs to be done. And
There
looking
was
at
another
everybody else.
one. There was another one that happened with 7-1, and the cop came to the gate, said, "I have a warrant. From which court?" Well, we didn't want to see any of the toilet paper, so we said, "Well, the person on who is it for? So and so legal title person on at this address." He's like, "I'm doing my investigation, so I can tell the court." And we were like, "Great, why don't you click a picture of all of the documents on the gate and be on your way?" Oh no, who is this? Well, we don't know. So I have the audio as well, which I think sent already to the trust of what we put them on notice for. They were like, I need to write something on here. I was like, we have nothing to say. All the documentation that was served to the police station by the trust is all that you get, and all that you can make up from whatever is on the gate. That's all you get. We have nothing more to say to you. That's it. Went away.
Exactly, because that's it. If you give them anything else at that point, then before you know it, you're a
Yeah,
fucking
he's just
protester
trying to go. Yeah, exactly. He's just going to try and
or
use
whatever.
it against
Or
us
free man
again
of the,
in some way.
it's fucking free man of the land thing. I mean, that free man of the land person's unknown. These are or a legal fiction title. By the very presumption that I can concoct something and apply it to anybody, because to imply that I've got the jurisdiction of it and I know what these things do, and now I can define it because I didn't have any other definition for it. So I tried to diminish it in this way instead. That's been their undoing. Them using those words, free man on the land, to define these things, to use these words to define the things that these people do, only prove that nobody's fucking free unless you do these things. And because these people did them, now you're all free. We haven't got any feudalism anymore. It's gone.
Yep,
But the
yep,
people
it
who
is, it is, it is. It is.
totally gone. Did you see
Absolutely.
the thing about Henry VIII? So somebody sent a document relating to, it's the reverse charges. So the reverse charges were reversed inside the European Court, relating to the charge of the money laundering, back on the people who were actually guilty of the money laundering. That initiated the reverse charges. And in that document, it talks about how they were able to do these things was using the Henry VIII powers, which talked about Henry VIII marrying all of these women and taking their inheritance as dowries and then chopping their heads off. And then we ended up with this version of male dominance and whatever you want to call it, Babylonian bollocks. And they they've come out now, and so we've got this woman over there who's claiming to be the legal operations head in HMCTS, saying that what we're saying about the Treaty of Nice is bullshit and it's a scam and blah blah blah. And then they're talking about the fact that they were able to do all of these treaties without putting them through the proper parliamentary process because of, and so I'm saying that treaty by Henry VIII powers, but what I now know that to be is in reverse. They're saying that the treaties, all of the agreements that they'd made using Henry VIII's powers, been dissolved, been exposed for the fucking fraud it is. So Starmer's had to get up and say, oh no, we won't be using Henry VIII powers. Thank you very much. Now you've acknowledged that you were using Henry VIII powers. That's how we ended up with unsubstantiated claims being able to be processed and the defendant having the burden of the proof. Because of the hypothesis that they then denied was obstructing you from your trust. And then we get to the version of trust, and oh my God, now you've got the definition of trust according to Bonifacia's shit version, and that's gone. So now we've got, they're talking about a change of regime, but if we've got the same, we're not interested in change of regime. We're not interested in the change of an actor acting the role. We've diminished the roles. So now they're saying, oh, all of these roles are going and disappearing. We haven't got the funding for all of these roles. It was only a method of being able to launder. I need to send money from this account or credits on numbers from this account to this account. I don't need to send it to 10 fucking accounts so that you can all have a job assessing what it is that we're doing. If what I've done was lawful in the first place, and that's their problem, because none of it was lawful, they can't even conjure up a column between them. These vessels, what the story about these vessels are, that the ones who have no flag or allegiance that can be verified, it's this or it's this or it's this. 1 minute it's this, the next minute it's recorded over here in Belize, the next 1 minute it's over here in Comamoose, or in the fucking head of a place called Comamoose. It's like where commerce was committed, and then they got their head in the news. I don't know. But, these imaginary places like where are you from? The Isle of Null. Okay, well, I'm waiting to go back there. And then you send me here. Is this fucking Null then?
I thought they were going to send you to the buoy.
That's where no, that's the longitude and latitude, isn't it?
Yeah, but that's also apparently changing. The South Pole and North Pole have shifted. The electromagnetic field.
You can't even get that right. They're not even allowed to use longitude and latitude anymore because it was secured. They have to use three little words, it's called. Three key words or something. So they've given each grid reference box, square meter, whatever it is, 3 words. And you use these 3 words to define where you are now. Did you not know that? Longitude and latitude is, Ordnance Survey grid reference, which was all part of the system.
The last time I checked on Google, it just showed the north, east, whatever.
So here, they've got something called 3 little words, and each of the previous grid references, I've got 3 words attached to them instead to identify where you are, because they can't use that, which is what was secured. Even down to that, they can't. If they could have used the names that were in the system registered with birth certificates, even, why would they go to such great lengths to change the people's names when they banged them up? If they could use what it is that they said that there was theirs, if it wasn't that true what we've done, if we hadn't secured all of that, why would you have to go and pretend that you've got another list of slightly different variations of the same thing? And we'll use these instead, and then we'll try and attach this to that, and that's where they fuck themselves completely to oblivion. To stop a potential a civil war. It's the fucking fear mongering that every time I turn on the radio or whatever, you're just bombarded with this fear mongering, and instead of the truth. And
yeah, but it's only going to get higher and higher till the time they collapse. Isn't that the way it's supposed to go? Aren't they supposed to ramp up the fear to?
And that's what I'm saying. So this is the point of the conversation. So do you wait until it's all collapsed and everyone's running around, they can't get in the supermarket, and there's no food? Or do they do the thing that we were supposed to be doing in 2020, 2014, 19 fucking 116, whatever? Are we not supposed to be doing what it is that we were supposed to be sent here to do, which was to cultivate the earth and feed ourselves from it? Why have I got to?
That's what's gonna that's what's gonna happen for us.
Be
That's what's gonna happen for us. But I don't know about the people that don't wanna wake up, don't want to listen to these messages, and don't want to get up on their own and do something.
Everybody's saying to me, what do we do now? Okay, what do you do now? Well, if you're still using websites, use a website. If you're not using websites and you've kissed all that goodbye, make a leaflet and speak to the people in your community. What have you got, and how are we going to produce more of it? And so you cut the supermarkets out completely. I can't believe I'm having to repeat what is out there. People coming and saying, tell us what it is that you know. It's all on the fucking Google, all on the YouTube. Go out and listen to it. And we've been saying this all these years. And then they still come back and say, what do we do? Anyway, so there's a website that they're now operating where you can go on there and you can contact a third party who then contacts the producers, or you can do what it was that Dijon stole with all of that information inside it, which is to communicate with one another about what it is that you've got and how you're going to use it as a method of exchange, because there's nothing else now. That's it. So all of the charges are discharged except the ones that we keep making, and the ones that are being made have got no substance to them, it turns out. It's absolutely staggering. Even people who think they've got a substantiated claim, you're just passing on third party hearsay still and you don't realise it. Somebody said this and they did this and they said that, and okay, prove it. Prove, and even if they did do that, what difference does it make? Except the difference that we accept their pish and respond. No, we're getting zero back, because that's all that unsubstantiated claim deserves. Fucking zero. So that's out there to everybody who thinks that it's something very complicated still, and who are still sucking it up, like you say, that there is they haven't got a position anymore. If they were only there as a protection racket, and we all realise that now, that it was but if people can't see that yet, then there's a special place for them, isn't there? It's definitely
The
not the
special
voting ballot box.
the special place that they have made for themselves is coming up upon them in what you said, within 45 days, right? Yeah. So yeah, they want to see it. They don't want to prepare for it. They don't want to start producing. They don't want to contribute their energy towards our projects that we already have. Great. We'll just do it. We'll do it a little slower, but it'll still happen. But they need to see it. That's the place we need to get to, I guess, where people absolutely have nothing. They have to grow it themselves if they want to survive. How are you going to get from one place to the
only
other?
other thing that we were doing, the only other thing that we were doing was it's like I watched this old show that was on, and you've got you've got a woman who is a cleaner, but she's a cleaner for somebody else. She's not her own cleaner. She hasn't even got her own home, because she can't afford a home, because the person who she's cleaning for has got a massive fucking house. She's got 4 houses in one. So she goes there and she cleans that, and the woman whose house it is does what? Does what? Well, she don't clean because she's got a cleaner. So and then she has to get the money from somewhere. Well, no, how is she getting the money? Well, she's employed all of these people in the mill. And all these people in the mill are, dying and all of that while they're making the money, so that she can then take a little bit of that and pay the cleaner. Tell the fucking woman to clean her own house and see what happens there. And it's that we were supporting this hierarchy system that pass the liability of cleaning to you. I'm gonna pay you. There's people screaming saying I can't go to work because I can't pay for somebody to look after my children. Why should you have to? Why would you? Why would you go to work to pay for somebody to look after your children? Why would you just not stay at home with your children? And then do you know what they say to me when I say that? So, okay, now it did me. I didn't stay at home with my children. What?
What? What? What?
That they would do their heads in to stay at home with their own children. These
But
people
that's
are
where
not.
people are at right now. So, what better shock than the one that they're going to get from the people that they trusted who are pedophiles, which intend nothing else but the destruction of the very lives that people think is real, just so that
Exactly.
they can be there and say, "Oh, here, take some handouts again because we have everything with us. We didn't tell you this, but here we call it a go down now in a warehouse, and it's going to come to you from there along with your universal basic income. It's all poison, but please have it."
And this thing with furlough, right? So when it furlough, what it is, go and have a look what that word really means. And so now, because they were giving you money to stay at home and not go to work, because instead of telling you the truth that you couldn't go, the commerce had been committed upon your rights, we'll pay you to stay at home. But now, because we've used COVID as a claim to create this movement of the funds from this column to that column there, and use you as a utility transmitting account, now we can't use that anymore. You got to pay it back. Oh, fucking hell, I've got to pay my COVID loan back now. Is that because you accepted commerce? You wouldn't if you'd gone to the out into the great outdoors and put the seeds in the ground, then we wouldn't be worried about the cost of a loaf of bread or a pint of milk. If we'd have all gone and done all of this, and instead they're running around saying, "Oh, we haven't got any money." What did you need the money for when you had all of that access all those years to that rock since 2020? So anyway, we'll just see what happens now. See if they haven't got any more illusions or masks to pull on, and there's the ones that they're using are transparent. Did you see the Greek flag's gone transparent?
Oh, no, no.
Did you see where the when we reverse the charges on them, they've had to go now and get the real ones who were laundering the farmers' subsidies, the farm subsidies, because the Greek farmers weren't getting them. Obviously, it was the people who the administration of the subsidies that kept it all, just like we said. And then there's also the inquiry into the Greek immigration police.
Hmm. Interesting.
Yeah, well, yeah, because they took all the evidence, didn't they? It wasn't put together in a way that I would have liked to. They nabbed it out of a property, and obviously then it was served. So now you've got to enter it into any court case that you lay against me as to what evidence it is. Well, you've got all of that there, which was the Big Blue Asset Management assessment of those particular organisations. So they did us a big favour, really, taking it. And that's the point. People, if got to see the benefit in all of it. Instead, people are still counting. Oh, we've got a cost. What does it cost us? Why are we not putting the claim in for costs? And okay, you want to put a price on your rights again, or do you just want to go and take them back from where it was that you left them, or while you dealt with the unsubstantiated claim that you'd made about yourself about how it was that you had a right to exercise them? That's it. So thought I'd just have a little natter with you and say all that to them. Speak. I need to
Yes,
turn it on.
we all thank you very much.
You need to thank me. I'm ringing you up for
But it's
thanking me.
absolutely insane what's happening. It's hilarious. There is, it's like they have a plan that won't stop, but But because it was stopped, in reality, now it's just working out and sabotaging itself because the because nobody's buying the story anymore, so they're exposing themselves completely.
I mean, this thing, right? So here I am, right? I'm going to play the role of uh, who decides what legal operations look like. Okay, so and I'm going to write this stuff, and I'm going to contempt and corrupt every court case that these other people might come and expect to have in as a definition of a fair trial that I'm supposed to be responsible for providing as a service into my community, and I tell the people who are advising the magistrates that these people are already criminals, scams, fraudsters, already the bullshit, and then expect them to have a free trial. But the problem for the author of such shit is that that was their own confession to exemplify exactly what we'd said about the fact that you can't get a fair trial while the people, this mindset, this corrupted mentality is interpreting what the law is to us all. That's why the prisons are full, because these people believed that you didn't need to substantiate your claim. You could just say whatever the fuck you like because you're in such a position of power to abuse each process in advance so that these people were fucked before they even started. So I stood up there and said, this is an either way case. Yeah, either way you're fucked because we're having to come to the people who have extorted, blackmailed us, abducted us, raped us of our rights, and then we've got to come back and say, can you sort it out, please? And they say, oh, no, that sounds like insanity consent now. Oh, well, actually, if it wasn't for those people in the first place, we wouldn't have the liability that we then need to then come and find a remedy for. Very simple. Get rid of all of that shit show, and nobody's got any liabilities. That's our definition of remedy. No need for third party interloper because it's so fucking staringly obvious. I won't go after your stuff, and you don't go after mine. But can't even prove what's mine, and you can't prove what's yours. So nobody can make a claim to anything that it is that they're saying that somebody may be taken. But you did have the right. Did you once have a use of something that was right and given to you without any force? Yes. Well, okay. So why are you sleeping in the street then? Well, because somebody came and took it off me by force. Okay. Well, that needs a remedy, doesn't it? And to reverse the whole structure, that's what that is. For every remedy that is provided into the community where there was a liability, harm, loss, cost, or damage caused to an individual, for every one of those that is remedied and created as a benefit for the individual who had to stand as the liability holder for that incident, then I might even knock 10% off the outstanding amount for every one of them. And we might get to zero on that ledger very quickly. And then by the point at that point when all of that's restored, everybody will be like, well, how did we ever become so deluded with the idea that we needed this interpretation of currency? So that's what's gone out today anyway. So, but they might think
Yeah,
it's fucking
people are going to
bull.
get it once at least the financial system reaches its tipping point.
They might think it's April Fool because there's four. It's been one long
I remember
April
reading a
Fool.
post by someone like this time April Fool's Day is cancelled because no prank could supersede the prank that's being played on all of us right now with a picture of what's happening in the world behind.
What the fucking Apollon with the Apollon CGI.
It was a
Unbelievable.
cartoon.
People believe but the whole point of that was to show you what you've all bitten and sucked up as truth since the last time they projected this broadcast onto you that this is what we can do. And you still fuck it. Let's see how many we've got left in the fucking audience who are sucking this shit up. Oh, we've got another generation going around the moon now. And so they fired up Pink Pony
Another
Club.
generation going around the world.
I think they
Oh
fired
man,
up
it's
Pink Pony
hilarious.
Club.
That when it goes into the back into the sea, it's hilarious. When you see them leaving the cockpit, it's hilarious.
They fired up Pink Pony Club, lap dancing, slutty, and then they brought back integrity. And the word for integrity in Greek is a word that then interprets into English as incorruptible. And that's it. So that's what the subliminal message was there. We fired up the hypothesis of Pink Pony Club, lap dancing, misogyny, and we brought back integrity has hit the earth. Fucking finally, a bit of integrity. Let's have a bit of that. So we'll be putting our cowboy boots away and our tassels. And dentures out.
We start growing our teeth back naturally. Yeah.
That be, yeah.
Mhm.
Well, the truth has got to escape somehow. It's gone.
No, there's too much of it out. There's too many people who it doesn't, okay, it doesn't obviously matter whether someone's assigned their consent or not, but they actually have. They're just trying to make their way in the system. That we completely get, right? And that's why they're doing what they're doing, supporting the system and keeping it up and going by authorizing it, by through what they're doing, knowing that there is no state that actually exists in their fiction. And they'll just see everything just collapse in front of them. Just almost now.
They're going on about the roads and that's because you're supposed to be thinking of a different way of conveying yourself.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. So, because people are so hung up on the slave token part of it and discharging all their debts, but yet supporting a petrochemical life, when they don't have that petrochemical life and it all collapses, then everyone's mental light just goes out in any case, right? It's like a switch, it's an off and
But
on. If they feel
yeah,
like switching on after that, they'll come back to the new
I'm
world.
going to
Otherwise,
project. I'm going to project that they remember how their legs work and go for a walk. And and now you can bend down and put a seed in the ground. Go over here. I can.
no, it's just that they'll come back. I think they'll
Yeah.
come back refreshed a bit more because the information that's out there right now for anyone to be ignorant at this point is literally living in Plato's allegory of the cave currently.
But this fucking guy
I
sitting
mean,
in the car with a wig on saying that you don't know what kindness credits is. Well, is that got any fucking bearing on me? Is there suddenly ignorance under the law? Did you want me to say there's no ignorance under the law? Or, is there some serious ignorance going on under that wig? Because now we know that you're the head of legal operations, your little ish thing that goes around authorizing certain things that are unlawful, has advised you about the horrors of kindness being used as credits
mm,
in your fucking magazine. So
uh,
you can be truthful. Can't even, go in there and say, is this true? Is it true that you are trying to coerce me into using something I ain't got the right of use of? I haven't got the right of use of that. What? The answer? I haven't got the right of use of my mouth. I haven't got the right use of my brain. I
he
haven't got
hasn't got the yeah. There you go. That I think that's
the
hitting the nail on the head right there.
right use of my fucking soul because I sold it for slave
It's
tokens
just
and
like
stuff.
they exported their mind
To
to
null and void.
yeah, yeah.
That's what we thought. Yeah, and that's really what that
I'll
thing.
just read and mug up these books and just regurgitate exactly what they say and be be really nice and happy with absolutely no health and nothing of real matter to say. I'll have the Mercedes and the big house. Yeah,
Ah,
that'll solve everyone's problem.
Why should I not have 3 skiing fucking holidays a year? Don't tell somebody else that. You think I've come here to help you so you can have 3 fucking skiing holidays a year? Are you bonkers? Where are all the people that you said that you would allow to come and grow the food down here that we should be standing surety to you when I'm not here? Well, they're all fucked up. Yeah, they're all fucked up because you're rude to them.
Mm.
So, you know, and really, because all you really wanted was 3 skiing holidays a year out of it. You fucking thing. So, so
You fucking
a
nothing.
fucking thing that wants to go skiing 3 times a year. That's what that is. And you
Yeah.
pretend with something else. So if you'd have said to me, look, I want to go, can you help me out? Because I want to do all these things and keep enough money to be able to go skiing 3 times a year. I just said, go and speak to somebody else. Go and speak to Dijon. Those are his definitions of success, not mine. So anyway, they're all. It's like standing at the edge of the event horizon, and you're just going to flick your finger, and off it's gone. And instead, we've got all these people going, anchoring it back. It's like the system has sent all of their little representations to weigh anchor, to grab hold of a strand of this disappearing thing, and they're grappling it. And how do I still operate commerce? Okay, let's have a look at that then. Let's have a look at the Muppet Show tonight, trying to operate commerce while they have determined commerce is unlawful. Oh, that's what I was wondering whether you'd been. Obviously, you have. Have anybody else been observing these observations?
I can't say there's a few of us that I've been you know talking to about all of this. So,
Mhm.
so yeah, there are, at least on this side, we have people who are prepared and getting more and more prepared to, you know, contribute towards our projects so that we can just we can have it ready in a few months' time.
Right.
Just
So, for these guys, right, what we're looking for now, we want to know how much it is to get a box of fucking mangoes from wherever you are, or bananas, or whatever you've got, turmeric, from there to us here on this bit of the rock.
okay,
Right?
easy. I'll send it to you on email. Yeah.
All right. And anything else that anybody's got, we will be we want to know what your cost is, how much it is in your version of slave tokens that you think you need, that has cost you to provide that, and come to us now and say that's what we'll accept. The moving of it from A to B, we'll deal with that.
Okay.
All right.
Yep.
There we are. Now, where are we? We're in column 5, contribution to my community. In real time now, not in virtual la la. I've got a mechanics credit account and I can't get in because Dijon's blackmailing me for 25 quid to get my password back of him. No. Okay, do you see now how it doesn't work? Good. Okay, over here now, what have we got? How many turmeric roots have we got? 1,000. Okay, what do you want in exchange for them? 10 bottles of magnesium. Okay, over here. How much magnesium have you got? Well, it depends on how many hours I go out there and hack at the ground. Here you go. You can't do that. You can't fucking do that. You can't dig it up.
Mm.
So what you're gonna do? What we're gonna do? What are we gonna do? We'll have to go and take it in turns to lick the rock. What are we gonna do? If
We're
we
just gonna let
can't.
the ground grow it in food and have some nutritious food instead. That
Exactly.
sounds better.
I won't need the magnesium, will I, in a supplement if my food isn't 40% deficient in it.
Yeah, yeah. I'll get you a whole list of things of products that we are well already ready to produce with all the skills. We just need the contributions to come in.
Right, okay. Well, let's see. We need to have a look at set your stall out and let's have a look at it. We'd like
Yeah,
to come and do
I will have it. Yeah, I'll just put it on paper and send it to you.
right, love. All right, and yeah,
All right.
I'll need to speak
Just
to you
one
about the
second, one
next.
second. I'm just going to stop recording this. Give me a second.
Okay.